baby, and I'll talk to you when I finish. I love you. Huh? Oh, I got my headphones on. What do you mean you can't hear anything? Turn the volume up. Turn the TV off and turn it back on. That might fix it. You okay? Be careful, baby. All right, Jed, I can't talk no more. All right, that is. How do I? Is that a? We're live. We are live. All right. Let's see if anybody's going to join us today. We we are on YouTube. All right. Got that muted. What's up, Shannon? You are number one. Let me see. I think I have to add you. Oh yeah, now I see you. What you laughing?
What I win?
Just you gonna
Some
make
information. That's all I
yeah.
get.
There you
Thank
go. Some info. Yeah. Nah, I was just online. My uncle, he got this thing where he's talking about relationships. So I thought I was gonna be late. Then I'm using this StreamYard instead of Zoom. It's a little different, but
I can use some relationship advice too. I'll take that too.
they all over the place. I don't well. You gotta be careful. He one of them Pine Bluff uncles where he
Oh, never
nasty.
mind. I'm
Yeah,
good.
he nasty. So I don't really recommend it. Actually, I was going live with him, but I didn't know it was tied to the group. So every time I went live, people thought I was talking stocks, and they got on there. It's like, what are you doing talking to this nasty dude? But yeah, that's my uncle. Sorry about that.
That is funny.
Cool. I give everybody about 2 or 3 minutes. Man, a lot of people. I have all kind of people hit me up. Yeah, help me, bro. Like you want to do it today? Oh man, how about next week? I'm like, all right, it's up to you. It's up to you, man.
Say
A lot of,
whenever you're ready.
yeah, a lot of people just be they don't want to do nothing. So that's why you see I don't really post as much in the group. I just post randomly. I'm always on the Instagram because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you post some good information. I'd be like, dang, how can I get in? But
Yeah,
my thing is, I really just need to like I'm part of that. What is it? The Patreon group. What is that called?
mm-hmm.
I just really need to sit down and actually start reading that information and start trying to learn it. So it's like I'm getting the information, I'm just not using it.
Okay. Who Patreon group you're a part of? Is it Johnny?
Yes.
Walls in the Street?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Shannon. That's where all the golden nuggets coming from. I mean, I'm not part of his group now. Me and Johnny, we talk quite often. So, because he didn't already taught me. So I know, like when, like, kind of like that course you paid for, and a lot of other people paid for it. They was like, man, some people liked it, some didn't. I was like, man, if you just put a little bit more into it, like that's where I get all my info from. I know it seemed boring, but
And
cause yeah, Johnny
I
be putting them out there.
really just need to start learning and listening and reading, and it's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot when you first. All right, I'm finna
It's a
post.
a little overwhelming.
Yeah, you just learn. You know how it is. You just learn one thing at a time. That's what I did. But I like to binge watch stuff. So I only got one child. So when she's with her mom, I got all the time in the world.
Uh-huh. I have three, and even when they are with their dad, I don't have any time
I
because
figured.
they still calling. Yeah, I'm talking about you. My son's sitting here too, so
Oh, cool. Hopefully, you get him primed up to make some money.
Mm. You said the magic word for him.
Making that money. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I just posted on Instagram. I'm gonna post on Facebook. If not, shoot, it just be me and you.
We
'Cause I don't know what you're trying to learn. So this is just Q&A. I don't know if you want to learn how to do option trading, if you want to learn how to do the swing trading, if you want to learn how to do the day trading. I think you know like the basics, like the safe, like risk-free stuff.
right. I really want to start day trading. I think I want to try that.
Okay, day trading. Uh-oh, I know who that is.
Hi, beautiful. That's my mom, Terry.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, really,
Yes.
really, like y'all
Well, that
don't look
makes me
alike.
feel bad.
What do you say, mom?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You're on mute, mom. I think.
I hear.
Huh?
Oh no, you're right. Hey, mom.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Um, the sound is horrible for me.
Maybe she can't hear us, but we can hear you.
Okay. I'll
We
let
hear you. We hear you great.
All right, cool. So I guess we can start with you, Shannon. So you say you weren't wanted to learn how to day trade. Okay. So when it comes to day trading, do you know how much you want to start off with? Like day
No,
trading, how much you want to risk?
no. What's a good start? I mean, I got a couple hundred I can throw into it. Just, I mean, only a couple hundred to throw into it to start.
So let me share my screen. Let me see. Let's use this screen. So you can actually start wherever you want. Um, so I always recommend people who want to get started is to download this app, Webull. I mean, you can use the desktop as well. I use this every day. This is what I use to day trade. And the reason I use this, it's free. You can actually, put money in it. It's a brokerage account as well. But what's cool about it, when you click on this little trade, it's gonna bring up their trading platform. So if you want to day trade, you can go down here and click on this paper trading. And I gotta log in. But what's cool about it is they're gonna give you fake money to day trade with. So I think I got like $1 million. Yeah, there you go, $1 million. So you can start right here and do all the day trades you want. You can lose as much as you want, make as much as you want, and it's not gonna hurt you. And the cool thing about this is, like when you start day trading, or just trading, period, you get emotional. So as long as you're making money, everybody cool. But the moment you lose money, that's when it get real,
Right?
and that's when it determines if you're gonna be an investor or not. So yeah, I would go here, start with this trading, and start right there. But you can also use this for day trading. So if you go in here and click on market, what's cool about this is right here, this is where I get my list from pretty much every day. So you see here it's saying pre-market. So that's right before the market opens. So I don't know if you've seen the one that I posted today, GLSI, the one up that went up 2,400%.
Yes.
But there it is right there. This XBIO went up 259%. Whatever this is went up 130%. And so what we're trying to do is basically we're trying to target those stocks that's gone up by a high percentage. So if a stock go up 20, 30%, it's not really volatile enough for you to trade it because it's not wild swings. So let me just bring up one so I can show you. So when you click here on stocks, and another thing I like about here is they let you customize the grid. So you can come in here and you can just look at one stock if you want, which is great. But when I'm trading, I like to look at like at least 4 stocks. But for this demo, we'll just use one. So that GLSI, that's what we was looking at today. All right. So when you're looking at this, so let me click on the 1-day chart. All right, cool. So when it opened around $7. And you can see it shot up, then it went down, then all of a sudden it shot through the roof. It went from like 26 to about 46. And we like these type of trades because if it swings up high, then that means it could swing down low as well. And so when they swing down low, let's say it goes from 50 to 150, and then from 150 it goes back down to 75. Soon as it goes back down to 75, we do what you call scalp trading. Soon as it drop, it's got to go back up. It might not go back up to its peak, but it's gonna go back up. So if you're looking at this, you see how it went down
Yes,
and then it
that
went
was
back
a
up.
huge drop.
So think about it. It's right here. It's at $50, and then it went all the way back up to 85. I don't know that percentage, but that's like a 25, 30% gain. Bam, that's your day trade right there. You in and you out.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
pretty much all we doing for the most part. A little scalp trading, and we also do. We got these indicators and stuff that we use as well. But literally, we use this every day. So first thing in the morning, I open up Webull. I go to markets. I said, all right, let me see what's going on in the pre-market. But the stock market opens at 8:30 Central, and there's always a 15-minute delay. So, you know, when the market opens, I'm kind of no longer looking at this list right here. I mean, you can, but I normally go to this other site. That's not it. Finviz.com. And you'll notice they have the same ones. So around 8:45 every day, this list is going to be populated, maybe around 8:46. And it's constantly updated throughout the day. And so, like you see, I'm only looking at the ones with the high percentage change. And what the hell is that? Sorry, got an ad on here that I don't know how to stop. Yeah. All right, that's driving me crazy. I don't know how to stop it, wherever it is. But anyway, we're looking at the ones with the highest percentage change and the ones with the highest volume. Usually, when you see volume, that's where the stocks go up and down. So, like even this XBIO,
Mm-hmm.
you can do the same thing with that one. XBIO. So let me see. It went from $1 to 4, and then it went all the way from 4 to about 3. Then it went to 3 back to 4. So every time it takes these wild swings and we see it rising again,
Mm-hmm.
we try to buy at the bottom. And man, if it goes up 5%, 10%, sell it. Because it literally does this in a matter of a minute or two. It's been times where I made $300 in literally 5 minutes. Once it go up 10, 15%, I set my stop loss. So a stop loss is, I don't know if you know what that is, but let's say it goes up to $10 and I say, I can't sit here and watch this thing. I got to work. Well, I could set a stop loss. Actually, I'll open up my account. I'll open up my daughter's account so I can show you. Basically, I'm setting a stop loss to say, look, if it drops below this value, just go ahead and sell it for me because I ain't got time to sit here and watch it. So if it go from $1 to $1.90, and I think it might drop, I set my stop loss at $1.50. That way, no matter what, I made a profit.
And that's what you were saying also. You still make adjustments even throughout the day. So, it goes up so high, you can change your stop loss again. So you
Yep.
can, is there like a limit on how many times you can change your stop?
No, it's not. So even though the market is closed right now, for this stock right here, this is my daughter's stock. I could go in here and click sell, and I could put stop on quote. So it ended at 42.98. So if this was live trading, I click 40. Bam, I click preview. It's probably gonna tell me it's closed, and I can place that order. And so let's say it goes to from 42 to 45. Like, cool. Then I want to adjust this to 43. I just go back in there and click the 43. And that's it.
Wow.
There's also other options. So you could use stop on quote, or you could use trailing stop. So same thing as just dollars amount. So it's at 43. So look, if this dropped by $1, just go ahead and sell it. If it drops by $2, just go ahead and sell it. It'll sell it for me. Or you can use the percentage. Like, hey, if this drops, I don't know, 1%, go ahead and sell it.
Okay.
So, because it also manage your risk, trading is all about managing risk. So, any particular trade that you enter, let's just say, like you say, you playing with $100, you might tell yourself, look, I don't want to lose more than 5%. So, bam, when you get in a trade, you enter 5%, and once you see a gain, then you adjust that and you're in the green. And it's that simple. A small gain is better than a potential loss. That's the motto that I live by. So I don't care if you make $5, take that $5.
Yeah. So what is your goal to earn every day? So like you have a goal, you say, okay, I want to earn $50 a day. What is your goal?
So I used to have a goal, but then I got rid of the goal, because when you have a goal, you try to hit it consistently. So as long as I make money, I'm happy. You know, and some days I do lose money. But overall, I gain. So sorry, no, because I used to have a goal of $500 a day, and at one point I was hitting it. Then I stopped hitting it, and I would try to trade as much as I can to hit it. And when I didn't, I got frustrated. So now I just trade, and just all money is good money.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
But there are some limitations. So here are the limitations. So let's say if you start with $1,000, you can only trade what's in your account, what's settled. So it takes 2 days to settle. So if you do a day trade and use your whole $1,000 on Monday, you cannot trade again until Wednesday, because it takes 2 to 3 business days for it to settle. So if you're gonna use $1,000, let's say you use 500 on Monday, use 500, the other 500 on Tuesday, and when Wednesday come around, the 500 on Monday will be available again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
If not, the only other option you have is to have more than 25K in your account. If you got more than 25K, the money settles instantly.
Okay.
So I will tell you, it's kind of harder to trade with less than 25K. You can, but there's been trades that I get in and I think, oh man, like it goes down and I think it's not gonna go up. So I sell because I don't want to lose too much money. Then it goes up and I'm like, damn, but I don't have any more money in the day to trade. So I'm just gotta wait and look. But when you get above 25K, if I took a loss here, cool. It doesn't matter. I can get back in another trade instantly. So that's kind of how I do it. So yeah, use this website right here, Finviz. Definitely use Webull. It's a little bit more to it. The way I trade, I like to follow trends, whether it's trending up or it's trending down. That's very simple. So I only use really like two indicators. So just know this when you're using these indicators right here. So like right here, I have one called MACD. Just know that these are in the past. So even though they're in the past, they kind of give you a good indication of which way it's going to go. So this MACD that I'm using. So if you go in here and you click on where you at indicators, right? So I'm gonna turn on MACD. So basically, this is called the moving average convergence divergence. All you really need to know is when this yellow line right here goes above this blue line, the stock is going up. When it goes below, stock is going down. And you can kind of see it. When you see it trending down, well, what is the stock doing? It's trending down. When it starts going above, look at the stock. It starts going up. That's pretty simple.
Okay.
The thing is, you just don't know how high it's going to go. And you got to wait because you never know when it's going to reverse. So like right here, everything is going great, right? We had $5.25, and all of a sudden you see it's going down. So does that mean it's going to go all the way down here? You don't know, but it's going to go down. Sometimes it might go and act like it's going down and it do a quick reverse. Those are the stocks that you kind of lose out on because you think it's going to go from 5.30 to about $4, and all of a sudden it takes a sharp turn and it goes from 5.30 to like $10, and you're like, oh damn. But That's part of day
Okay,
trading.
so I do have another question because I know like when you first started talking about a lot of this stuff, you were talking about how you go through and you do your research on the different stocks and things like that.
Mhm.
But looking at this, it's not, well, I guess that's two different things. Okay, so this is day trading. I guess the other thing is something else. That's what,
Yeah, with this day trading, you don't have to do no research. Your research is going to FinViz or Webull and seeing which one has the highest percentage change and the most volume, because those are the most volatiles. Those are the ones going to have the wild swings, and that's it. There's no trading, no research at all.
no research on day trading. So it's almost like trading stocks for dummies. It's easy. Choose one, go with it, set your stop, and then you're okay.
You got to choose the
But
right ones, though. You know,
yeah,
'cause if you choose one of these, like let's look at CNET, because so so you see CNET, it's what 39%. So let's just go look at this chart. All right. So it went from what $3 to $3.50. So I don't know. That's what like a 30% gain. So there's no real money in this. I mean, I don't see you could have got in maybe at $2.90 and it went up to $3.10. What's that like a 6% gain? There's not enough wild swings in order to take that I think you should take a risk to day trade. So that's why we look for the ones with the big percentage change with the high volume. Not only that, okay, well, I take that back. You can do a little research, right? So if you ask yourself, why did GLSI blow up like this? Think about it. It went from $5 to $130. It was at $5 yesterday. What happened?
right. So what kind of announcement did the company make for that to happen?
Well, just go in here. You could Google it. They working on a drug for cancer. So there it is right there. I think they're in phase 2. And I think they got like a 0%. I've seen it somewhere. The results were very, very good, whatever it was, on this cancer treatment that they're working on. There it is right there. So when you see news like that, like, okay, what? You're working on a drug for cancer and then you got good results from phase 2, plus you got volume. Oh, yeah, this thing's finna rocket. Yeah, this thing's finna take off. So when you see news like that, yeah, if you see news like, oh, we had a good first quarter or financials are looking good. So, I mean, you can come look at these other ones. Why did CNET go up? Sometimes they don't even have any news. So, look, they opened this first live streaming platform. That's not big news. So that's why that one didn't go up like this one. So that's why when you look at this list right here, I would avoid anything that's lower than about 80 or 90% change because they're not volatile enough. And what's cool, you're already part of Johnny's group. So Johnny will sit there in the Patreon group and like, hey, I just got in on this trade at this price. So sometimes you could just pick it back off of Johnny. That's what I used to do until I learned the ropes.
Just follow him, huh?
Just follow him. He's not gonna lead you astray. So if you're not using that indicator, another one that you can use is RSI, the relative strength index. This is pretty simple too. Basically, it's telling you if a stock is oversold or undersold. So usually when it goes above 70, that means it's oversold. Now on a stock like this, with great news, yeah, it's gonna go way above 70. You can see it got to like 97. And so when it day trading, there's really no limit to how high it can go, but once it get above 70, it's not gonna be up there for long. You could guarantee you that. Anything below 30, that means it's undersold and it has to go back up. So you can see, at one point it got oversold and it went down. And that was that example I was telling you earlier, how it goes back down and it hit you with the okey doke and it
Right.
just shot up. Because I was actually looking at this and I seen it go from 41 to 46. Let me get in at 46. And I swear, as soon as I got in, it went to like 70, then it went to 90, then it just went to 130. But, that's the importance of setting your stop loss because when stocks go up so fast, so quickly, if they go up, I think more than like 10% in less than 5 minutes, the stocks get suspended. And when they get suspended, you can't trade. You can't buy, you can't sell. So if you ain't got your stop loss in, when it come out of that suspension, you never know what's going to happen. So when it got to 130, it was suspended, but I already had my stop loss in at $100. So when it opened up, it just crashed. And so even though I had my stop loss set at $100, it didn't sell until I think it got to 90. So you got to be careful. That's why you always set your stop loss to minimize your risk. Because think about all those people who bought at $129. Well, now
Right.
it's at 75.
Wow.
So yeah, you got to kind of be careful. That's why you start off with paper trading. You don't use a lot of money until you learn how to do it. But yeah, this RSI, yeah. So when it goes up above 70, it's not going to be there for long. It's going to crash down. And then usually when it goes above 30, below 30 or somewhere around 30, and you can see got to about under 30. Look where it's at. And say, oh, got to go back up. You don't know how high it's going to go back up, but it went from 66 to 79. So that's what, like a 10-15% gain just right there.
Hmm.
And you can literally do this pretty much every day for the most part. There's some days where there's no good day trades, but usually there's about 3 out of 5 days. There's usually some good day trades in there that you could get. So if you're
And
part
you
of Johnny's group,
and you
go ahead.
and you pretty much always go off the list that you said with the Weeble, the pre-market.
Um, that's when I started doing my research. Like, all right, let me see what because you got to remember this list right here is not populated until 15 minutes after the market opens. So you could wait until the market opens and go to FinViz, or if you want to start doing some early research, you just go here to Webull and kind of look at this list. But you got to realize once the market open, like this list changes. So because you can see right here, right? See that it was up 94%.
Hmm.
But then when the market opened, it shot down and it was at like 40 or 50. So because you got to remember, this is in the pre-market. This is before the market opens. So it went down 50% before the market opened. So at that point, it wasn't even worth trading.
Wow. Okay. Mom, Greg, you guys have any questions?
So that's just like day trading. I don't know if people care about swing trading, option trading, or finding some safe investments, or just whatever questions you got.
What is
Okay.
trading?
Swing trading is the same thing. I buy it on Monday and I sell it maybe on a Wednesday. So like if I buy a stock and let's say I buy it Monday and then Wednesday it's up 30%, just gonna sell it, take my money.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, I just
So if you're part of Johnny's group, you probably see that all the time because he'll tell you about earnings reports. So like, man, I think this company is gonna put out a good earnings report. So he might buy it early and just anticipating it going up. And then when the earnings report comes out and it's good and it goes up, he sells. That's a nice, easy swing trade.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You had a question?
yes, I did. I'm hearing that what the biotech companies are gonna well, some of them, and the companies that supply biotech companies are going to be possibly some that's going to shoot up doing because of the COVID and stuff like that. And so that type of stock or some of those companies are going to be good to look into. Do you agree with that?
Yes and no. In the beginning, when COVID first hit, oh yeah, there was plenty of companies that took off. So I mean, we could actually go look at them. Like if you're looking at like Moderna, I know they're working on a vaccine. So if you just go back, let's look at the 1 year chart, right? So it was at $17 in January. Well, it's at 170 now. So you got to ask yourself if you're going to invest in this company, well, how much higher you think it's going to go up? You know. So the one thing about stocks is it's based on the future. It's not based on the present. And
Mm-hmm.
so, soon as they got news of COVID and we realized COVID was going to be a real thing, this stock already took off. And you could go look at all the other companies as well. Pfizer, same thing. Let's look at Pfizer. I don't think Pfizer was as affected as much because it's only at 42, 45. But a lot of these companies, they're not making money from the vaccine. I mean, they got some government money, but
Mm-hmm.
this vaccine is like a one-time thing. So it's not like it's on a patent or anything. So You know, it's not going to be recurring revenue. So a lot of them not making any money at all. If they are, they only making a small bit of money. So me personally, I'm kind of staying away from those. Um, if you want to make a lot of money, I mean, they might long term they might be good, but
Okay.
if you're gonna buy any of those, I would probably. It depends on what your strategy is. Maybe a Bristol Myers Squibb. No, it's not YSI. Only reason I would say this one, not that it's gonna go up tremendously, but they do pay a dividend. So even if the stock goes down, you're still gonna get this 3% dividend payment every year. So that
Okay.
helps. And I think J&J pays a dividend as well. Yeah, this 2.67%. So basically this is saying for every share that you own, they're gonna pay you $4.04 per year for every share that you own. So at least you get that. But I
Okay.
don't think it's gonna go up too much. I mean, you can look at the 5-year chart. In the last 5 years, it went from 108 to 150. So what, 50% gain in 5 years? So it's not gonna go up too much higher because of COVID.
Mhm.
The dividends. That's what I need.
Dividends are powerful, you know. I'll give you a great example. Like I know everybody bank account pays less than like 0.1%, but like Altria, they own like Philip Morris and all the smoking tobacco companies. They pay 8.5% dividend. So, I mean, in theory, if you had 10K divided by 43, they're gonna pay you 344 per stock. So every year they're gonna pay you $800. They're gonna pay it out quarterly. So every 3 months you get $200.
That's an Altria.
Yes, ma'am. That's an Altria.
Okay.
But not just Altria. I mean, you could go. Let's go AT&T as well. No, it's not.
Is there a minimum I can invest or something?
For these, whatever the share price is. So AT&T is 31.46. So if you got 31.46, you could buy one share.
Okay. Absolutely.
So this is how Warren Buffett and all those, how they stay rich. Because these dividends, they keep going. So let's just do this. So they got this thing called Dividend Kings and the Aristocrat Kings, which is very powerful. So if you go type in Dividend Kings, there should be a list somewhere. Where's the list? Let's see here. So you got the Dividend Kings and the Aristocrat Kings. So what I like about this is these 29 companies right here on this list, they've been paying their dividends and increasing them for the last 50 years plus. So just because a company paid dividends don't mean they're consistently paying their dividends. But if you go find a company off of this Dividend King list, at least you know they have a track record of 50 years of paying it and increasing it. So I would look at, if you're going to go for the dividends as your strategy, I would go look at some of these companies and find the ones with the highest dividend that pays. So that's why I showed you J&J. I showed you Altria. They've been paying their dividends for 51 years. J&J has been paying for 58. I mean, all the numbers are right here. If you're not going to choose from the Dividend Kings, then I would choose from the Aristocrats. If I know how to spell. There we go. The only difference is I think the dividends they've been paying theirs for 50 plus years. The Aristocrats been paying their dividends for 25 plus years. So there's some good companies on here as well. Let me see. Of course, J&J is on here as well. I know AT&T, 3M. We all use 3M, PepsiCo. We all shop at Ross. So, well, I shop at Ross. So,
And that was the other thing that you were saying. You were like, if you are going to be shopping at these places, you should go ahead and buy stock in these places that you are shopping.
especially if it's a good company. I mean, let's just go back and do this, right? So many people actually use A&T for their cell phone providers. Like, hey, man, well, you should invest in them because let's just use 6K. and their stock is what 31. Let's just do 31.50. All right. So you have 190 shares. They're gonna pay you $2 for every share that you own. So if you put 6K in there, they're gonna pay you roughly, that's close to like 400 a year. Divide that by 12, that's 33 a year. That's damn near half your cell phone bill. So you take that 6K out of your bank account, you put in AT&T, now they paying half your cell phone bill or a third of your internet bill. And yeah, you know, not only that, but you have an option. So you could take this $33 and every month you could go out to eat with it, or you could tell AT&T, yeah, don't send me no check. Instead of sending me a check, reinvest my money in your company and buy me more shares. That way, this $33 just keeps going up.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm doing with my daughter. That's kind of why I posted this today. Well, what I posted today. So I'm buying her. You can literally buy yourself income. You can buy yourself a raise.
Mm.
You don't have to wait for your company to give you a raise anymore. So you can do that with AT&T. The same thing with these banks. You know, I have Bank of America. Sad to say, I'm not invested in Bank of America because I got some better options. But you know, but I know Bank of America. My savings account interest rate is 0.07. That's why I only keep like a few $100s in there. But why would I take that 0.07 when I can invest in them and get 2.49? So
True.
anybody who got money in the bank, like take it out. You get more money by investing in them. And but then there's some risky stocks as well. Like if you go to like some energy stocks, like I don't know if you heard of Energy Transfer, but since their stock is so low right now, their dividend is actually 15%, right around 16%. So
Wow.
yeah, you know, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but
Mm.
you know, you do that same math. What is it? That's 6K. Now you're getting about $1,000 a year. And you could do this with Exxon Mobil. I think their dividend is like 7%. Now it's at 8 because their stock went down. So that's a guaranteed 8% per year. Where else can you get that guaranteed?
Nowhere else. Not right now.
No, ma'am, nowhere else. You know, and it keeps growing because once that compounded interest kick in, oh man, things get interesting. Very interesting once that compound interest kick in.
Okay.
Yeah, you just keep doing this.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody else got any questions? I don't know. Let me see. Sorry, I'm supposed to be on YouTube. I don't know if anybody on YouTube got any questions in the chat. So, what do you use to do your research, Shannon?
I have not been using anything to do my research. That's why I was telling you, I have not been doing anything.
So I don't know what brokerage accounts you use, but you know,
Fidelity.
okay. So I don't know if they give some of this information that E-Trade gives, but I'll show you why I like E-Trade. So with E-Trade, let's just look at a favorite stock, the one I talk about all the time, SPCE, Virgin Galactic. So when I go in here, I can click on Analyst Research. And so I don't try to make it complicated. These guys are way smarter than me. They've been doing this for years, and they're gonna do their report. And what's great about this, it shows you their like how their predictions turned out. So, but it's based on this stock. So, you know, he's been right 100% of the time when it's come to putting a price target on SPCE. So it's like, okay, well, damn, all these guys are good. Here, let me find another good. Let me go to another stock. Let's go to one that everybody was getting tricked on. Nikola.
Mhm.
That's a very good one. So all right, like this guy, right? He's only been right 50% of the time. This guy right here has been right 20% of the time. So why in the hell would I listen to them? You know, when it comes to this price, you know, if they don't have about 80% or higher, then you know, I just really don't kind of like listen to them. But not only that, it just gives you another great thing that's pretty cool is this insider activity. So this tells you what the insiders are doing, right? And so if you would have had this, you would have knew that Nikola was a fake company. And here's the reason why. Let me just show you this first before I do that. So right here is going to tell you who all the top owners are. And so when you start looking at this list, you see like personal names on here. So remember this name right here, Jeffrey W. Ubben or whatever his name is. Okay. So the name of the company is Nikola. Well, who's investing in them? Green Nikolai Holdings. Okay. Whoever this guy is. Now Vanguard, that's legit.
Yeah.
But then you look at their investment styles. All these NAs. Well, that's not good. You know, even when you see high, that means a high turnaround. So it's kind of like a restaurant. You want high turnaround, right? People coming in and out. But when you're looking at the stock, you don't want no high turnaround. You don't want, you know, whoever's investing in it to be turning the stock over so quickly. So when you see this is just a lot of warning signs to avoid this stock. But so you remember that name, Jeffrey. So when you go in here, you look at the insider transactions. All right, let me see what the insiders are doing. Are they selling a stock or are they buying more stock? So look at my man Jeffrey, like he's a director, right? So he was awarded 15.3 million shares, right? Now he say he purchased 5, but really he didn't really purchase it because it was given to him, right? Well, what did he do with his 15 million shares? He sold 1.4 and he made $59.8 million. Well, if you're the director selling, that's not good. That's not good news.
It's really not.
That's not real. That's not good. And let's see how many times this dude is on here. 1, 2, 3. I think he was up here some more. And then all these personal names. Who was this guy? Erickson. He sold his. So every time they awarded options, they kind of sell it. But in comparison, if you go look at SPCE, if you look at their insider activity, besides this one sale right here that they used to raise capital, nobody's selling. The director's not selling. The COO is not selling. You don't see anybody selling. And then when you go look at this ownership, you don't see any ENAs over here. Investment style low. I mean, they're not looking to trade this anytime soon. Besides, well, Virgin Investments, that's a separate investment. And besides this group, everybody else, their investment style is low. So they have no intent on selling this stock anytime soon. And then when you go look at the mutual fund owners, well, why are they buying this stock? Well, some are buying it because they have to, because it's part of their index, but some are buying it for aggressive growth. And that's what I'm looking for, aggressive growth. So if you want to be safe, you look for people who are buying for index. If you're looking for aggressive growth for a stock that's going to go up, you look for aggressive growth. And you can do this with all the stocks. I mean, you can do this with Tesla if you want to. Everybody's looking at Tesla. Same thing, right? Like, why are people buying this? So same thing, top owners, you see low, maybe moderate. And you go to investment style, they're buying it for growth, aggressive growth. Or they now it's part of the S&P, so they have to add it to their index fund. So that's why I like using E-Trade to do my research. It's pretty cool.
That's a lot of information.
I know, but it's a good thing it's all recorded, right?
Right. Yeah.
And we went to school. You can hit me up anytime.
Yeah, appreciate it. Wow.
It is a lot, but you take in a piece here and there, you get used to it. Sooner or later, secondhand knowledge or whatever. But not only that, just Google it, you know? So let me ask you, I don't know how much research you've done on Tesla, but what do you know about Tesla? Like, what kind of company do you think it is?
It's an electric car company.
Okay.
But they have more than.
Yeah. So some people just Google Tesla sometimes. That's probably sometimes the easiest way, right? Just go to their website. So people think it's just an electric vehicle company, but no, they're also into renewable energy because they got these solar roofs and solar panels. Well, isn't it ironic that even Trump, but especially Biden, is pushing clean energy?
Mm.
And all of a sudden, everybody getting these solar panels on their roof. I mean, China been having it for years, and we're just catching up, right? So not only that, Tesla has Hyperloop. I don't know if you've seen Hyperloop, but now we're gonna be traveling at what is it, like 500 miles per hour underground. We're gonna be going from city to city in like 30, 45 minutes. Okay. Not only that, Tesla also owns SpaceX.
Oh,
He's building.
really?
Yeah, he owns SpaceX. Yeah, it's not public, but he owns SpaceX. That's owned by Elon Musk.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
He's the owner. Yep, man. They had a lunch today. It blew up when it landed, but it was still a. So they're already saying, what is it, in 2000? I know it's in the next 4 years or maybe six. They're gonna have the spaceship ready to transport people to Mars, and it's a real thing. It's gonna happen. So he owns that. Does anybody know about Neuralink? Neuralink.
No.
Mm-mm.
So I know everybody's kind of. I don't know how to spell it. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Where they put computer chips inside the brain. Yeah, well, Tesla owns that as well because they put that inside of a pig. So pretty much we're gonna be like cyborgs, right? They're gonna put something in you, and let's say, I can control my TV through my thoughts. He owns that as well.
Ew.
Yeah. So not only did he have the electric vehicle, he has the solar company.
Oh, you bleeped out on us, Terry. You're frozen, Terry.
Mhm.
You're still frozen, Terry. I don't know if you can hear us, but you're frozen.
In time.
Right.
They
I can
beamed him up. They beamed him up.
right, because he's telling all this information.
He already took the trip to Mars.
Terry, you wasn't supposed to be talking about it.
That was a secret.
Right. Ooh, Big Brother was listening.
Wow. This is how it goes. No. Is he gone? No, he can't be gone. Okay.
So did you have any other questions?
No, I was just listening to that and trying to understand that. But I've heard some of this here, and as I'm doing my research and trying to find out all this stuff, I'm hearing these different companies and stuff like that. So I'm fine with that. He absolutely gives some very good other information. And someone else had talked about whoever I was looking at talked about when you looking at a company that you want to buy stock into, look at the like you said, the people that are the head of the companies and make sure what they're doing and where they're investing in their own companies, where they're taking out and stuff like this. And they said those people that, for lack of another word, bail the companies and stuff like that. You want to look at that. So, yeah. So, but
The main thing is to get those apps.
Who?
The apps that he gave you.
yes.
And,
Get the true name, the right names of these
and
apps.
and that way, you know what, like I say, you don't have to do the research.
Right.
He can show you graph.
Right.
What's up, what's down, what's selling, when to sell, etc.
My
But I think
pronunciation
a
is
good investment
Findies and
would be
Weeble.
the places that you invest your money at, like Fifth Third,
Right.
AT&T,
Right.
Solar Energy, those,
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a good start.
Mm-hmm. Who is Johnny? That's why I can ask you. Who is Johnny?
He's just another guy from trading that was learning from, and he. Oh no! I think I sent you that video a long time ago.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry, I've been having bad internet connection all day. I have to connect through my phone, my mobile hotspot. So
Yeah, I was like, Terry, you're frozen.
I heard you. I was trying to type a comment, but everybody working from home, man. It's
Mars.
maybe so. So I forgot what we was talking about, what, Nutralink and all these other companies, but it's definitely gonna happen. So yeah, that's just one way of doing research. Sometimes you could just Google it, right? And another thing is this is what really changed for me. I don't follow a lot of people on Instagram and YouTube or Facebook who don't provide any value. So I used to follow a lot of people like entertainers, influencers. Now my pages are all full of like people who invest. And so when you do that, this information is in front of me every day. I can't help but retain it.
And so if you have five, if you're hanging out with five investors, you're gonna become the sixth.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, it's I see it all day, every day. And so you'll notice once you follow so many people, especially the good ones, we talk about the same stock, Shannon, over and over again. So when you keep hearing it, it's like, all right, well, duh, they talk about Tesla every day. You might as well invest in it. It's probably a good investment.
Okay.
You
And
hear it
Johnny has a
all the
way. Johnny has a way of getting his point across.
time. Oh man, Johnny's
His,
a talker.
his funny videos are hilarious.
Oh, you like those? Yeah, he got a
Yeah.
little outrageous with that. He be screaming and jumping all over the place, but he got a cute baby though. Johnny's crazy. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you something, Johnny. You know, he won't. He don't like bragging, but Johnny got some money. Like he has a lot of connections too. I know he's pretty cool with what's the black dude who owned Fubu who be on the Shark Tank?
Uh,
Mm,
Damon or
not Mark, the other one. Oh,
yeah, the bald blackhead guy,
right.
Damon
Right.
Jones or something like that. Yeah,
Oh,
they're pretty cool.
okay.
Yeah, a lot of companies reach out to Johnny, so you'd be surprised at what kind of connections he have.
Mm.
Cool. What
yeah.
else? What else you got to make some money? I can show you the safe way. I think I already showed you the safe investment, Shannon, but I don't know if y'all want some guaranteed easy money.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, then I will show you. So we're gonna go back to FinViz right here, and we're gonna click on this map, and we're gonna click on Exchange Traded Funds. So the simplest way to invest is to buy an index fund. So an index fund, I don't know if you know what an index fund is. It's just a collection of stocks. So when you look at the S&P 500, all these companies right here, a lot of people don't know that these are the companies we use every day. I'm pretty sure you know about half of these. If I ask you, you definitely know Facebook, Google, Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft, Apple. I could just go on and on. Well, the thing is, when you invest, they tell you to diversify your portfolio.
Right.
But it's kind of hard to buy all these stocks. I mean, because what Apple's 121, Amazon is what like 3,000. So you could buy all these individual stocks and hope they go up or down, or you could buy the collection as a whole by buying an ETF. So when you buy an ETF, you pretty much invested in all those stocks. You don't own all those stocks, but you own part of the company that owns all those stocks. And so the simplest ones to invest in is these right here: SPY, QQQ, and IVV. And why they say that's so easy is because you don't have to do any work. You just buy that same stock over and over. So SPY is 366, and I can show you some cheaper ones, but it's easy to track. So let's click here on futures. So when you hear like, okay, the market went up, the S&P went up 5%. Well, if that's what you own, your portfolio is up 5%. S&P goes down 2%, yours went down 2%. You don't have to, look at Tesla and Apple and Microsoft and none of that. But what's more important, if you go Google the historical return of the S&P 500, you will see that in the last 90 years, it's been 9.8% on average. I mean, if the average is close to 10% in the last 90 years, I'll live with those averages.
Okay.
I could live with that. So yeah, you could just buy that same index fund over and over. So it's up to you to decide which one you want. You want to invest in the S&P 500, or you want to invest in like the Nasdaq. That's what this QQ is. QQQ is. Oh, why they keep turning these ads on? Sorry, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it keeps playing this music in the background.
Nah.
It's driving me crazy. And they won't let me turn it off. All right. All right. So yeah, you can just buy an index fund and just continues to buy it over and over. And it just takes out a lot of risk. You don't have to worry about buying individual stocks. Just buy the same one over and over. And I think SPY also pays a dividend as well. So let's just look at it. I think it's a small dividend, but it does pay a dividend. Yeah, like 1.5%, 7%. But so here's the cool thing about this. So if you look at this in the last year, so this is why we was telling everybody to invest, because when Corona hit, everybody got all scared because it went from 336 to about 222. It's like, oh man, buy.
That's the time to buy.
Man, buy it. But nobody wanted to buy it. And so not only, we're not even out of the Corona, and look where it's at now. It's at 370. So how did it end up higher than where we started off at the beginning of the year?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't really think about that. So in the last year, let's see what kind of percentage this did. So in the last year, it's up almost 17%.
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
hands-off approach is buying index funds.
So I did end up getting a couple of those. I think the last time I said in something that, and then what was it, the REITs too? You guys
Yes.
talked about those too.
So I don't know if your mom's familiar with REITs, but I'll show you a good one. So let's look at Simon Property. So some people don't know, and this will change your whole world if you don't know this, is that let's do it. Simon Property Group. A lot of the malls that we visit and places that we go, like Walmart don't own the buildings that they work out of. Walgreens don't own those buildings. A lot of those buildings are owned by other companies that you could actually invest in. So a lot of people, they want to invest in real estate. Well, you don't have to actually buy real estate. You can actually buy the stock. And so one good stock, which is called a REIT, a real estate investment trust, is Simon Property Group. And what's cool about that one, you can invest in this and you literally own some of the malls. So if you go look at let's see, find a center. These are all the malls that they own. You could just go, I don't know. It's a huge list. I don't have to go through the whole list, but investing in one company gives you access to all these malls as well. So when you go look at their stock ticker, SPG, and it probably should be down. Not only can you buy this for $90, but it pays 5.77% dividend. So we look at this on the 1-year chart. It should be down because all the real estates are doing pretty terrible right now. But keep in the back of your mind, when things start to recover, you might want to start looking at some of these REITs. It's not just this one; it's a few more as well. It's a huge list, but just kind of like some of the cell phone towers that like AT&T, they don't actually own those cell phone towers. Those are owned by companies, so you can actually invest in those companies as well. That's like Realty. That's another company you can invest in. That's real estate. It's only $60 a share. Their dividend is like almost 5 cents. If you look at the 1-year chart, it's down as well. And I'm gonna tell you what's good about this one, Shannon. A lot of these REITs, they dividends are paid out monthly. You ain't gotta wait every 3 months. You get a check every month.
See, that is so. And I remember you talking about how you should stagger out your dividends, so you could every month you get a payment from something somewhere.
Yep, get a little money every month from somewhere.
See, I was listening. I just haven't done
I,
it.
yeah, you did half of it, right?
I was listening.
You retained it. You just got to jump off the porch. But I
I
feel like you
do.
will.
That's exactly what it is.
But you can see, it's not that complicated when you kind of just break it down. Just start using just make it simple. But all of this could really change your life. Kind of like what you were saying today, Shannon. Like, I got tired of my job too. It's like, man, let me start buying back my time.
Yeah. So I'm ready to be like my mom and retire. I want to sit back
I
and
know,
relax
right?
and chill. But I have a 9-year-old. I can't do all that.
I know, right?
Wow.
But what you can do Like you say, your son likes money. You should definitely open up an account for him and put him on the path to
Now,
financial freedom.
how do you open up an account for a kid, or where do you open it up at, or whatever like that?
So I would recommend going to E-Trade, and here's why. I'm pretty sure some other ones do it as well. If you open up a custodial account on E-Trade, so not only can you manage it, there's zero commission, but look at these tax advantages. Like the first $1,000 of earnings are not subject to federal tax, and you can put 15K in there as a gift.
Mm,
You kind of already put them on the right path.
right.
So right now, I trade out of my account for my daughter, but once she get to 15K, I want to put 15K in her account. I'm gonna open up her custodial account and put it in there so I can take advantage of these tax exclusions.
Okay.
And what's cool, yeah, you just open up a custodial account like my daughter, her allowance. Now she can put it in her purse if she want to, but now because of what happened with her puppy, she gives me her allowance and I just put it in her account. And so the last thing we'll kind of cover, you got some questions. Like how did I turn $77 until 1,500?
Yeah.
Yes.
Options. Those options are very powerful, very powerful. Now I'll show you exactly what I did. So first, to learn about options, I would recommend that you go to Investopedia and just Google in option trading. I use this site all the time just for the basics. All right, click on any one of them. I don't like that one. Yep, and it'll tell you everything you want to know about forex trading. Now I don't want to do forex. I want to do trading. It'll break it down for you. All right. So when you go in here, you kind of learn the basics or whatever. Then after that, I'm gonna show you these guys that are pretty cool on YouTube. They are called Trade with Dough. These guys right here. So these those boring videos that you gotta watch, and just pick the ones that you interested in. So the first thing you're probably gonna want to learn about is kind of like call options. Let me see which one. Here you go. Basic of rolling options, the difference between rolling and exercising. They'll break it down for you right here. So Investopedia to kind of learn some basics. Then go to YouTube, follow these guys. Of course, you can always ask me questions. And then another one that's pretty cool is this guy right here, the Come Up series. Now, if you don't follow anybody else, definitely follow this guy right here because they're basically doing what I'm doing, but it's two of them. And I think this guy, Mark Monroe, is a multimillionaire, and he's just giving everybody the playbook. So when he's going to tell you, he doesn't really teach you the fundamentals and the fundamentals of options. That's kind of what I do. He's going to teach you strategies like, hey, how do you take this $1,000 and put it into an option contract and make like a 500% return? That's what he does. And there's one particular video, let me see, that you definitely want to watch. It's called The Rolling Fours. This is the one that kind of changed everything. Here it is, right here. I think this is it. Is it this one? I'll find it. I think this was it. You definitely want to watch this video right here because this one is the one where he gives you the strategy of
September.
pretty much how to quit your day job.
Hold it to the bag, okay?
I think that's the one. But what I like to do when I'm at the gym, people thinking I'm kind of like listening to music. I be listening to these videos when I'm be driving. When I went to Arkansas 2 weeks ago, I was listening to these videos and I just kind of embed myself in it. But anyway, let's get to these option contracts. So,
Were you at home?
huh?
I said, how long did you go home for?
How long was there? Like 4 days? After that, it was, yeah, past 4 days, you got to leave Pine Bluff. I had to go because they was tripping. Of course, I saw your boy Barry. Had to holler at him.
What? Very
So
Joseph?
okay, so yes, ma'am, Barry Joseph, same old BJ. So with option contracts, I don't know if you know how options work, but let's look at one. So with SPCE, I knew for a fact that they had some good news coming. They have a flight scheduled this Friday. I think it's the flight schedule is from the 11th to the 13th. So I knew good news was right around the corner that was going to pump this stock up. So when you know that good news is coming, or you know a stock is a good stock to buy long term, you could buy the stock and hold on to it for 10 years, or you could buy a contract. And so a contract is pretty much like placing a bet. Like, hey, I think this stock is going to reach this price by this date. That's pretty much all it is. So when you go click on options, it's going to bring up this option chain. They're going to have all these options. And basically saying right here, December the 11th. So for SPCE, now if I buy the stock outright, it's going to cost $32 a share.
Mhm.
Or I could say, you know what? By this Friday, I think it's going to go above $34. I don't know how much above, but I know it's going to be above 34. So I could go buy this option. And the options are cheaper than the stock itself. So you can see right here, you see 73 cents was the last bid. So that's the last price somebody paid for this option. But with an option, you're pretty much buying 100 shares. So you have to multiply this 73 times 100. So basically, that's going to be what, $73, right? So for $73, I could buy the option of 100 shares, or I could spend what, $76 and buy 2 shares. Well, I'd rather own 100 shares.
Mhm.
So basically, that's what that's saying is by this Friday, if the stock is above $34, then I made some money. If it's below 34, it could be $33.99. Whatever I spend, I lost. It's gone.
Mm.
It's gone. It's pretty much gone. So you got to kind of know what you're doing. So the best thing to do is buy contracts that are further out. So I know Virgin Galactic is a space company, is going to continue to grow. So I'm not, I've been buying some short-term contracts because that's where you make the most money. But you can just go all the way to the end, January 20, 2023. And I actually bought mine, it's not even on here. Yeah, I bought this $35 call. So I think by January 2023, the stock is going to be above 35. When I bought this, the stock was at like 22. Well, this is at 32. I could pretty much guarantee unless something crazy happens, it's going to be above 35. But when I bought it, I think it was at $7 or maybe $6, and now it's at 15. So yeah, you just kind of do the math right there. So by buying these longer contracts, it gives you time. So I'm not worried about the day-to-day movement of it going up or down. I'm not really worried about that because I have plenty of time. But for my daughter contract, I'll show you what I bought.
Short term.
Yeah, I bought short term. So I already sold all the ones, but today when the market crashed, when it crashed, I set a stop loss and it all got sold, but I bought back in. So when Virgin Galactic, I'll show you exactly when I bought.
What happened? Oh,
When it crashed and it went all the way
how much
from
you got?
35 to about 30, I
Ah,
was like, oh man, I know that's temporary and it's gonna go back up. So I bought on the dip. So when I bought at 251, and so when it started going back up, the price of the option contract went back up. So I'm already what, $26 up. So that's another thing you could do. If you if you follow a stock daily and you kind of know how it moves and you see a dip, the only reason this dip is because the market got some bad news and the whole market dip. It's like, all right, cool. I could play this little game. So I bought when it dipped, and then when it goes up, I mean, I could have sold and took my $26, but I'm gonna do a swing trade. I'll sell it tomorrow or Friday. But I have until December the 18th for it to reach $32. That's my strike price. $32. That's my strike price. But these are just like stocks as well, right? So what I could do, I could close this when the market is open, and the same thing. I could go in here and put stop on quote. So I ain't finna sit here and watch this. I'm just gonna say, look, I bought it like 230 and it's at like 272 now. Like if you go below $2.50 sell, now I can leave that good for today, or I can say, look, in the next 60 days, if it goes below 250, sell it, or I could good until whatever date I want to put on here. Therefore, you just you're managing your risk. So that's what's cool about options. There's a little bit more to it than that, but that's the gist of it. So I knew the stock had some good news, so I just keep buying it. So when I bought it, I think it was at $20, so now it's at $32. So that's why her $77 is now $1,500. That's all I did. You
Wow.
could, you could do it with Tesla. You could do it with any company where some good news is pending.
That was awesome. Okay. I didn't know about options. That's new.
Yeah, options are pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I learned from that guy Mark Monroe, the Come Up series. And you can follow them on Instagram too. What's cool about them, like everything they do is free, kind of like mine, but they actually put the stocks that they trade, they put out a list. So actually, let's look at their list. There you go, right there. There's all the stocks that they're trading or that they recommend. So if you look on here, which one am I actually in? They don't have it on. I'm in XLK. They got XLI on here, but they got Nvidia. Everybody's showing Nvidia. They making all these chips. Tesla. A lot of these are ETFs. Square, Microsoft, Google, Qualcomm, Adobe, cloud. With the way the world is changing, everything is connected to the internet. So this would be a good company to own because they own a lot of data centers and I think maybe even cybersecurity. NIO, that's the competitor of Tesla. They got hacked, cybersecurity. Datadog, I think that's cybersecurity as well. X, I think they think still is going to go up. So if you want to invest in steel, and even WWE, if you want to invest in the Royal Wrestling Federation, and Roku, that's a good one as well. All these TVs are connected to Roku's, so Roku's making a lot of money. Oh, and they got Best Buy on here. I didn't see that one. So I definitely recommend following them. Pretty good guys too.
Then I don't know if that was you said that or somebody else said that if you buy stock in a company, also buy stock in their competitor, which if one goes up and the other goes down, sometimes that might be a good thing.
If you want to hedge your bets, yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Some people do that with options, right? They might buy the individual shares,
Mhm.
but then they'll buy the options as well. But they'll do a reverse. They'll do like a put.
Mhm.
So when you buy a call, you think the stock is going to go up. You buy a put, you think it's going to go down. So they'll buy a put, kind of what I should have did with Virgin Galactic. So yeah, if it crashes, I get paid. Either way, I'm paid.
Okay.
So yeah, you could do that. And a lot of times when people doing their research, they research against their competitors. So if you want to find out, here's a good example. Let's look at what is a good, might be a terrible example like Tesla, right? Because they're not really, well, they're profitable now. So if you look at their PE ratio, it's 1,155. So basically that's comparing the price of the stock to how much money they actually earn, 52 cents. And that's basically telling you if you invest in Tesla, it's going to take you 1,155 years to make your money back. That's what it's telling you.
Mm.
As to, let's see, what's a good one? Let's just do Walmart. If you invest in Walmart, how long would it take you to get your money back? It'll take you 21 years, right? Now you could do AT&T, 20. The average is about 15 to about 17.
Mhm.
But you want to look at this competitors, because if I'm at AT&T and it's 20, and then I go to Sprint or T-Mobile and it's like 5, then it's like, yeah, I don't know if I should be investing in AT&T. Why are you 4 times? Why is your PE ratio 4 times? It's your competitors.
Mhm.
Because we looked at Tesla, it was like 1,000, but I don't know if we could do NIL because I don't think they're profitable. Yeah, so they're not even profitable, so they're not gonna have a PE ratio.
Wow.
Wow, I appreciate you, Terry. I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. This is awesome.
This was some good stuff. Now I'm gonna have to look into some options.
Yeah, real options.
All right, right.
Okay. On top of that, my phone gonna go out in a minute anyway. So it didn't. Oops, is that it?
I think he went frozen on us
I
again.
think I'm.
Yeah, I don't know why my Wi-Fi keeps acting up, but
Is that why mine breaking up?
anyway, I look like everybody's
Okay.
gone. But oh nope, you're still here. My Wi-Fi is acting up. So
I don't
if
know.
anybody got any more questions, you can ask. If not, we'll conclude this. And anytime you want to do another call, just let me know.
Definitely. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Anytime. Jen. Yes, ma'am. Anytime.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right. See you later. Bye.